Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Tyler Collier or Infernity. I just got top 32 at the Carta Magica Online Regional yesterday. I got 22nd out of 961 players. It was a 1024 cap, but a lot of people didn't get in because they didn't show up in the waitlist info, or they didn't allow waitlisting. So I wanted to go over my deck since Reiju is pretty new to the format. OPS 6 just had its first weekend of events, and this is one of the tier 2 sort of decks, not performing as well with a lot of, wins or top 8s. So to start off, you have the Reiju leader. It's just when you don -1, you draw a card once per turn. It is a mandatory draw. You have Kaya, pretty standard 2k. That really helps you filter early though, in case you don't have stage and you have a lot of big pieces you want to discard. 2 Pudding here. Pudding was okay for me. It's only really good on 4 to 6 Dawn, and you're just looking to gain advantage in a matchup that might be even or kind of hard. Like Sakazuki and Mori are pretty even, and then against decks like Whitebeard or 8-cost Kid decks where they like to get a big hand, you can kind of just reset that for free. I played 3 Double Finger 2k. Sometimes you ramp with it for on the the odd curve, so that you go to even and you can judge early. But I didn't use that at all, actually. The trigger body can also be nice into high removal decks, but I didn't use that either. For the red guy, he's broken. For the big red guy, just gains rush. He's really hard to remove for some decks. 2 Judge, only 2 because you never want to play more than 2. You really never play more than 1, and you only really play Judge in the heavy removal matchups like Moria, Sakazuki. And if you're doing it in others, it can be good. Judge is still fine. He gets out about 16 Dawn worth of characters, but I don't think it's worth playing. Usually you can just win by playing a bunch of the red, blue, Reiju. For the Sora 2k, this effect is pretty important. It discards to add back a 4k power or less. So basically you discard to add back one of the German Kingdom little ones like red, blue, or Reiju. And instead of whatever its normal cost, is just 1 more Dawn, so it's not that bad. Then I play 4 little blue, 4 big blue. I was thinking about cutting one of them, like playing a 3-4 split, but I'm not sure which one I would do. And I really do like having a bunch of these versus Moria and Sakazuki, because Sakazuki bottom decks them and Moria plays a lot of 4 costs, and you want to be able to have the targets off Judge, since that's your win condition pretty much for those matchups. You have the Reiju here, standard 4-cost Reiju. This is probably one of the best cards that was printed in set 6, if I'm honest. I just look at this as like Pot of Greed. A lot of turns on, let's say 6 Dawn or more. Usually I don't go over like 8 Dawn because when I judge. But on 6 I like to go like character Reiju, then you play the 2 costs from your hand, you're back to 5 in hand, and you cycle for another Reiju. And now you play 2 5-cost bodies for 6 Dawn. You drew 5 cards because you're leader as well. And super broken really helps when you see 2 of these in a matchup. If you don't see it, I mean, you're probably going to lose, but if you see 1, you should be okay. 3 Queen, I was debating on 4. Queen is okay, but you really need it in matchups like Yamato or Katakuri to get a standard blocker that's harder for them to deal with. They usually have to hit a Onami or Thunderbolt, or play reject from their hand, which is fine for 4 Dawn. It also, if you don't have like the stage or anything, it helps you filter, it triggers your leader effect, it draws you 3 new cards, which can get you to a lot of places, so it's just been a really good card. If you don't have this though, I understand Queen is kind of expensive, around 30 bucks right now. You can play Yanji. Some lists have been getting away with just the 2-2 Yanji split, and the top 4 from the Germany offline regional played Cosette, the 1-cost German blocker. So there are other cards you can play if you're trying to not spend as much. For the event, this card's really good. I look at it like, it's just Whitebeard Pirates Searcher, right? Top 5, you're trying to get a piece, because you need to get to each of your like pairs of pieces, like pair of red, pair of blue, pair of pink, for your judge turn. And when you have like extra Dawn, you can use this, but when you have all your pieces, you really don't care about it. You might dig for a 2k if you haven't seen all of your Soras, but generally it's just really good for your early turns. And then last is the heart and soul of the deck, the stage. If you don't open the stage, your deck goes from tier 1 playable to tier 2, you're really fighting for your life. If you don't see stage and you don't see this Reiju, you will lose like 90% of your games, I would say. It's really hard to win without them. But overall, I really did like the deck. In terms of my matchups, let's see, round 1, I played against Perona. I pretty much got to go wide into Perona. It's a good matchup for me. They tried to stall with 10 cost Dofi. Got to win. Green Uda, I went second, and they put out a couple 7 cost Luffys, but I had a lot of the red Ichijis, and I ended up winning a pretty close game. I swung 6 at them, and they had 1 card in hand, and they had to block with a Luffy. That was a 5K, and they lost it, but if they had that Luffy next turn, I might lose. Round 3, I beat a Sakazuki. Round 4, beat a Katakuri, is another close game. Round 5, 4-0 now, I lost to Jason Lamb, I believe is the name. I might have said that a little incorrectly, but they got 4th place, so congrats to them. Beat a Whitebeard round 6. I saw a bunch of 2Ks. It just really helped. Round 7, Katakuri. Round 8, another Katakuri. That round 8 was a little bit closer. I had to do a lot more trading with the board and prolong the game since I didn't get the queen, which really helps. And I believe they went first, and that makes it kind of awkward for me getting more offense or getting attacked more. Round 9 was Sakazuki against Pedro Rodriguez, I believe, and they got 5th. They ended up beating the other late X1 Reiju the next round. But I lost by about 1 card. I swung into a black Hina that I thought they might try and kill me with the next turn because they had Moria, Lucci, Hina, I think, and leader. And I had 3 life, but I only had like 4K encounter in my hand because I had 4 1Ks. And I ended up losing on the final turn. He has 2 cards in hand, 2 life, Becca blocker, and I have 3 Reijus and the leader and 6 on. And I have the red guy, so I can go 5/5/5 7/7. And his hand is 1K 2K when I swung a couple 5s, and it just made it really hard. I was pretty much short 1K or 1 card, so maybe if I swing at leader and he doesn't kill me, I can win, but it's hard to predict that going into that turn. Round 10, I played another Sakazuki, so my 4th Sakazuki, and I beat them. They didn't see the big Borsellino on curve, and they didn't play Moria on curve. I saw they discarded one, but they didn't go for it. Maybe they didn't have it in the right spot. But ended 8-2, 22nd place, so top 32. Top 16 was the Law promo and the invite. So it would have been nice, but what can you do about tiebreakers? But yeah, overall really happy with the Reiju deck. I did see stage in 9 out of my 10 games. I had to mulligan probably 4 times for it. In my round 7 against Katakuri, I didn't see stage. I had Kaya, and I went Kaya, and I drew 2 more Kaya. So it didn't really get me anywhere, but after a couple turns and playing a Reiju pair, I got to the stage, and I got to settle the game out. But yeah, I really like the deck. The only hard parts of the meta right now are people getting used to the play style, and Mori and Sakazuki are pretty much a 50-50. It's really hard to contest them when they play like 2 Morias in a row, because it's so strong. If they manage their defense well enough, they draw enough counters. But you do lose to Red Purple Law. Obviously, that deck's really hard, and the mirror is kind of weird since you want to go first to be less on. But overall, I think it's a really strong deck, and I have the March 30th event on Saturday, and then Arlington on the 13th. So I would like to play Reiju this weekend, but we'll see how it goes. So if you have any questions about the deck, I'm happy to answer them, or any advice, whatnot. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think.